America's deadliest maritime disaster wasn't the Titanic. It happened on a river, and most people have never heard of it. In April 1865, the steamboat Sultana was carrying more than 2,000 newly released Union prisoners of war, despite being designed to carry only 376 passengers. Before the voyage, one of its boilers needed major repairs, but only temporary fixes were made. Just north of Memphis, the boilers exploded, killing an estimated 2,100 to 2,200 people, making it the deadliest maritime disaster in U.S. history. The tragedy happened just days after Abraham Lincoln was assassinated, so it received far less attention than it deserved. Why do you think so many people have never heard of the Sultana? In 1986, a silent disaster at a lake in Cameroon killed more than 1,700 people in a single night. It happened at Lake Nyos. For centuries, volcanic carbon dioxide had been building up deep beneath the lake. Then, without warning, the lake released an enormous cloud of more than 1 million tons of carbon dioxide in a rare event called a limnic eruption. Because the gas is heavier than air, it flowed silently through nearby valleys, displacing oxygen and suffocating people and animals. No explosion, no warning, just an invisible cloud that turned an ordinary night into one of the deadliest natural disasters in modern history. Years before the Wright brothers flew, mysterious airships were reportedly seen across America. Beginning in late 1896, newspapers across the United States described a wave of strange airship sightings. Witnesses, including ordinary citizens and some local officials, reported cigar-shaped craft with bright searchlights moving across the night sky. Some believed they were the work of a secret inventor, while others imagined visitors from another world. Historians still debate how many reports reflected genuine sightings, hoaxes, or newspaper exaggerations. The mystery faded as quickly as it appeared. More than a century later, no one knows exactly what people were seeing. What do you think it was? Imagine waking up in the middle of July and finding snow outside your window. In 1816, much of the northern hemisphere experienced the year without a summer. Unseasonable frosts and even snowfall struck parts of North America and Europe, destroying crops and causing food shortages. The cause was the massive 1815 eruption of Mount Tambora in Indonesia. It sent huge amounts of ash and sulfur-rich gases high into the atmosphere, reducing sunlight and cooling the Earth's climate. One volcanic eruption changed the world's climate for months. Could something like that happen again? In 1944, residents of a small Illinois town believed someone was sneaking into their homes using mysterious gas. The case became known as the Mad Gasser of Mattoon. Dozens of people reported smelling a sweet odor before experiencing symptoms such as nausea, dizziness, weakness, or numbness. Some witnesses claimed they saw a mysterious figure fleeing the area. Despite an extensive investigation, police found no physical evidence proving that a gas attacker ever existed. To this day, historians debate whether the incidents were caused by an unknown person, industrial pollution, or a case of mass hysteria. What do you think? In 1942, the U.S. military opened fire on a mysterious object over Los Angeles for hours. Just months after the attack on Pearl Harbor, air raid sirens went off across Los Angeles. Searchlights lit up the night sky as anti-aircraft. Guns fired hundreds of shells at what appeared to be an unidentified object hovering above the city. But here's the strange part. No confirmed aircraft was ever found. Later, the government said it was likely a false alarm, possibly triggered by a weather balloon or wartime nerves under pressure. The event became known as the Battle of Los Angeles, and to this day, it remains one of World War II's strangest wartime mysteries. In 1980, an entire freshwater lake suddenly began disappearing into the ground. It happened at Lake Peigneur in Louisiana. An oil drilling crew accidentally broke through the roof of a massive salt mine beneath the lake. Water rushed into the mine, triggering a giant whirlpool that swallowed the drilling rig, 11 barges, trees, and nearby structures. Amazingly, every person escaped alive. But the disaster permanently transformed the lake. When it was over, salt water had flowed in from the Gulf of Mexico, turning the freshwater lake into a saltwater lake. One mistake changed it forever. In the 1940s, a chilling Morse code message was reportedly received. All officers, including Captain Dead, I die. The message was said to have come from a merchant ship called the Ourang Medan. According to the story, rescuers found the entire crew dead, their faces frozen in expressions of fear, with no obvious injuries. Before anyone could investigate further, the ship allegedly caught fire, exploded, and sank beneath the sea. The strange part? No official records have ever confirmed the ship even existed. Was it a real tragedy, or one of history's greatest ghost stories? After World War I, a mysterious disease left thousands of people trapped inside their own bodies. It was called encephalitis lethargica. The illness often began like a common infection, but some patients later developed severe brain inflammation. In the most extreme cases, they became almost completely motionless for years, fully awake, but barely able to move or speak. Doctors struggled to understand the disease as it spread across the world during the early 1900s. Then, the epidemic gradually disappeared, and its exact cause remains one of medicine's greatest mysteries. A Roman emperor was so frustrated with his politicians that he reportedly threatened to make his horse the highest official in the empire. The emperor was Caligula, and the horse was Incitatus. Ancient writers claimed Caligula was so fed up with the Roman Senate that he planned to appoint his horse as consul, the highest political office in Rome. Historians still debate whether he was serious or simply mocking the politicians by suggesting a horse could do their job just as well. Whether it was a joke or a real threat, it's one of the most famous stories from ancient Rome. Imagine walking outside on a gloomy afternoon, looking up at the sky, and suddenly getting drenched in what appears to be blood-red rain. Throughout history, people have reported terrifying blood rain events. Ancient Roman writers described storms that seemed to stain the ground red, causing fear and superstition among those who witnessed them. For centuries, many believed these crimson downpours were omens of disaster, war, or divine punishment. But modern science tells a different story. Powerful winds can lift enormous amounts of iron-rich dust from deserts such as the Sahara and carry it thousands of kilometers through the atmosphere. When this reddish dust mixes with rain clouds, the falling rain can appear deep red, creating the eerie illusion that blood is falling from the sky. Even when you know the science, watching red rain pour from the sky would still be unsettling. If blood-red rain started falling outside your window right now, what would you think was happening? Let me know below. In 1999, treasure hunters in Germany uncovered an artifact that changed how we view Bronze Age Europe. This is the Nebra Sky Disk. Dating to around 1600 BC, it is considered the oldest known concrete depiction of astronomical phenomena ever discovered. Made of bronze and decorated with gold, it appears to show the sun or full moon, a crescent moon, and the Pleiades star cluster. Many researchers believe the disk may have been used to track important seasonal events, helping people coordinate agricultural activities and understand the movements of the sky. Its design reveals a surprisingly sophisticated knowledge of astronomy for its time. The Nebra Sky Disk reminds us that Bronze Age people were careful observers of the heavens. More than 3,600 years ago, they were recording celestial patterns in ways that still fascinate scientists today. What other ancient knowledge remains hidden beneath the ground? In 1982, an underwater explorer in Brazil discovered something that challenged what we think we know about history. Buried beneath the waters of Guanabara Bay were hundreds of amphora fragments, large ceramic jars once used to transport some items like olive oil across the ancient world. Some researchers believe the jars closely resembled Roman amphorae dating back more than 2,000 years. If true, it would raise an astonishing question. Could sailors from the Roman world have crossed the Atlantic long before Columbus and reached the shores of Brazil? The discovery sparked intense debate. While some experts supported the Roman connection, others argued the artifacts may have arrived there much later. Authorities restricted further exploration of the site, and the mystery remains unsolved to this day. Were these jars evidence of a forgotten voyage, or just a historical misunderstanding? No one knows for sure.